Washington Commanders fan, you won't believe what's about to happen. Hold on tight, because today's news is going to tug at your heart, heighten your anxiety, and of course, stir your passion for the team. You know when you feel that a game can truly change the entire trajectory of the season? Well, that's the feeling in the air. In today's video, I'm going to tell you all about how a controversial decision by the management might lead to a real emotional battle in the early rounds of the NFL. So don't take your eyes off the screen, because this is one of those pieces of news that will make you question, did we make the right choice? Today we have 3 stunning stories, but we'll start by talking about the factor that most shook the fans in the last offseason, Jeremy Chinn's departure. What we already know is that Adam Peters made roster decisions that, on the whole, pleased most of us. But letting go of Chinn, that was shooting in the dark. The guy has the physicality, aggression, quick play reading, and perfectly synced with Dan Quinn's ideas. Many expected the franchise would ensure his renewal, but see? They let Chinn explore free agency, and now the saga is just beginning. And, of course, don't forget to leave a like. It's just a click away and quick. For starters, it's true that Chinn wasn't flawless in coverage, but what he delivered on the field more than made up for it. It was as if the entire defensive unit gained extra energy when he was in action. Seeing him leave, after everything he produced in the last championship, was at least frustrating for most of the fans, including me. I confess that I imagined him staying longer with the team, leading a still young secondary, with that fighting spirit that inspired us so much from the stands. But the big twist in this story begins now. During the NFL's schedule release came the news that no one expected. Right in Week 3, the Commanders will face the Las Vegas Raiders, and Jeremy Chinn will be on the other side. In other words, there won't be time for tears or nostalgia. It's a scheduled reunion at home and promises to be one of the most emotional, intense moments of the early season. Honestly, I've already marked this matchup on the calendar, and if you haven't yet, you don't know what you're missing out on. It's worth remembering that the Raiders saw potential in Chinn to the point of offering him a proposal that Washington didn't want to match. And more. It's not today that our ex-safety feels he deserves more recognition. After the bitter exit from the Panthers, now he gets a second chance to show what he's made of. And his motivation will be sky high, wanting to prove that Adam Peters made a mistake by not renewing. I can imagine the atmosphere of this duel. It will be impossible not to pay attention to number 23 of the Raiders and how he will behave against his former teammates. Another ingredient that cannot be overlooked is Pete Carroll's leadership in Las Vegas. He is giving this team a new face, switching quarterbacks, bringing in talent from the draft, and keeping heavyweight names like Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins. The offense is refreshed, the defense has stars, and for the Commanders, underestimating the Raiders is a mistake we cannot make. If we want to shine in 2025, the homework has to be done early. So, fan, stay tuned. This will be the true test by fire. Now, think with me. What will the mood in the locker room be like before the game? Probably, many Commanders players will reunite with Chinn, exchange hugs, and even hear some encouraging words. But when the ball is in play, all sentiments give way to professionalism. It's a fight for victory, prestige, and why not, a bit of a bruised ego. I keep wondering what the fans' reaction in the stands will be. Will there be applause for Chinn? Or will there be tension in the air? The truth is plain and simple. If the Commanders really want to prove they are ready to compete with the best, this showdown must be treated as a top priority. No exaggeration. Chinn knows our schemes inside out, our weaknesses, and perhaps even the quarterback's quirks. This could make all the difference when the opening kickoff is made. Winning this clash, we can not only thwart the former player's revenge, but also send a strong message to the rest of the NFL. Here, we still call, are you ready for another exclusive news piece that could directly affect our future this season? If you want to stay on top of the most important updates about the team's backstage happenings, don't take your eyes off the screen, because what I'm about to reveal may shape our expectations for the squad. In this offseason filled with changes and with renewed hope of becoming a front runner in the NFL, a piece of information catches many by surprise and raises questions about the strength of our roster. So watch until the end, because today we're going to talk about an important name and how an unexpected injury might affect our destiny in 2025. From the start of this offseason, the management's focus was very clear: to build a support structure around Jayden Daniels, our promising young quarterback. The thinking was simple and straightforward: provide him with all the conditions to lead the team to the long-desired Super Bowl. However, due to aggressive market choices and fewer draft picks, betting on undrafted free agents became essential to fill some gaps in the roster. And it was exactly at this point that the most attentive eyes turned to Timothy McKay, a true standout among the names signed after the draft. Timothy McKay, who came from North Carolina State, caught everyone's attention for 2 reasons: on-field quality and the biggest bonus among the UDFAs of the second class assembled by Adam Peters. Expectations were so high that many already saw McKay as an immediate option for the offensive line, possibly taking on a prominent role in his debut season. For me, as a diehard fan, It was a pride to see the team investing heavily in a player who seems to have so much potential to develop and help with our line protection. But, as we know, there's always a however in football. Recent news surfaced showing that McKay is dealing with a significant lip injury sustained during his pro day at college. According to reports, he did not participate in recent practices alongside cornerback Fintrell Cypress, also a UDFA. Information suggests that this injury is likely to keep McKay out at the beginning of the training camp, making it highly probable that he will be placed on the PUP list, which designates players physically unable to perform. This is a blow, as the player will not be able to showcase his value on the field. And here comes another important detail, which concerns me as a fan: the impact of PUP list rules on the athlete's development. If McKay remains out at the end of the training camp, he would miss the first 4 games of the regular season. After that, he would have only 5 weeks to try to be reinstated on the 53-man main roster. Otherwise, he could miss the entire debut season. It's a delicate situation because, despite the franchise's investment in him, the absence from training significantly reduces his chances of showing value to the coaching staff and fans. Moreover, it's worth remembering that McKay received a good amount of guaranteed money in the contract, which is rare for undrafted players. This clearly shows how much the coaching staff saw potential in him for long-term inclusion in the group. He also has the versatility of playing both guard and tackle positions, as well as interesting physical parameters that can fit into our game plan. Unfortunately, without the ability to train, all this remains just on paper and hope with no practical benefit to the team. Now, the question is, what will be Timothy McKay's fate this season? Recovery depends not only on clinical progression, but also on what the coaching staff decides to do with him in the lineup. In a scenario of uncertainty, losing such a promising name without even seeing him in action is worrisome, especially in an offseason where the planning anticipated quick solutions and reinforcements to assist right from the start of the games. Will the coaching staff insist on the youngster despite the PUP restrictions? Or will there be a new surprise on the main squad before the championship begins? And look, to not miss any detail on this development and all the options that the Washington Commanders will adopt, I'll ask you now: subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and comment below if you believe McKay will recover in time to help the team in 2025. Your participation is key to strengthening our community, and together we'll discuss the roster's future with every update. Your opinion makes all the difference in this debate. As a fan, we know how difficult it is to rely on new names and how much the team's success depends on behind-the-scenes details. The McKay case is just one example of this. That's why I want to hear from you. Is betting everything on UDFAs, even with the risk of injuries, the right move to build a solid base around Jayden Daniels? Leave your opinion, participate in the discussion, and stay tuned, because this may just be the first chapter of a story full of twists this season. Hello, Commanders fan! Hold on to this news that's making waves in the sports world, and I bet you'll want to know every detail. Have you ever imagined seeing our team, the Washington Commanders, gaining international attention at an unprecedented event, with the star Jayden Daniels being honored by one of the UFC's biggest stars? That's what we're talking about today. So stick with me until the end, because this news is unmissable and involves much more than just American football. The NFL is bringing something never seen before. The first official game in Madrid, Spain, putting the Commanders face-to-face with the Miami Dolphins in Week 11. And to promote this historic match, who shines brighter than ever? None other than the unbeatable Ilia Topuria, UFC champion, proudly wearing our quarterback Jayden Daniels' jersey in an official event trailer. Seriously, it's a different level to see an Octagon champion representing the Commanders internationally. This shows the reach our team is achieving. Topuria is a name that needs no introduction in MMA. With an impeccable record of 16 wins, including 6 technical knockouts and 8 submissions, he is celebrated both in Georgia and Spain. The guy has been stacking up belts and recently overpowered challenger Max Holloway at UFC 308. Do you have any idea what this means for the Commanders? Having an athlete of this caliber wearing our jersey at a global event only reinforces the strength Jayden Daniels has gained in the sport. And I'm even more excited as a fan because it's never been better to see the respect for our QB growing worldwide. With Daniels' arrival last season, the scenario has changed. Voted Offensive Rookie of the Year and leading our NFC Championship win after more than 3 decades, Daniels has become a reference. And it's clear that athletes like Topuria want to be near this success. And, it's no exaggeration, his name is already echoing outside the United States, uniting the worlds of American football and fighting like never before. By the way, if you're enjoying this unique coverage, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and drop a comment to further strengthen our Commanders community. Your participation is what makes this channel grow and bring exclusive content like this. While the Commanders and Daniels eagerly await the full release of the 2025 schedule, the anticipation for the matchup in Spain only grows. And Topuria already has a new challenge on the horizon. He will face Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, seeking a new belt following Islam Makhachev's exit. Is it an epic time to be a sports fan, or what? My question is, how far can this unprecedented connection between the commanders and major international names take the team next season? Leave your opinion in the comments, because I really want to know what you expect from this global impact.